Hello, everyone. We are here today with Julie, and this is a little
Hello.
digital session. Hey, this is a little digital session to present you our vision because we want to be co-ambassadors together for the term 2025-2026. And we wanted to share with you what we have in mind for the hub and to co-create together with you and solicit your feedback. Do you want to add something, Julie, on this one?
No, I'm good.
Good. So, well, let's have a look what we prepared for you.
So, first, where we are now, we wanted to recap basically what happened this year. We are building a good momentum with our latest batch of new members. I
Woohoo!
believe that we reached I believe that we reached a number of members that is enough to provide us with energy and with a good dynamic, which is a great thing. And we're doing quite a lot of things together. We're learning more and more about each other, and the bond of the group is getting stronger. The new members are getting involved. And the previous batch of members is also getting involved with the new members. So it's really nice to have that bond that is getting stronger. And members are stepping up with organizing events, which is really great and really what Pascal and myself wanted. So I'm very happy about this. So that's the all the good news. But I believe that the hub is still a bit fragile. So we really want to protect the energy, the dynamic, the momentum that we're building, and try to preserve that energy so the hub can be sustainable and continue longer.
Yeah, and then there is
So
this
the good question
question.
is
Mhm.
how do we do that? How do we stay dynamic?
Yeah, stay alive and vibrant. Yeah, exactly. And so we were thinking about before we answer the question, like, what exactly do we do? Maybe we can kind of take a step back and look at our hub, at least for our eyes, with truly like what do we see in our hub, culture-wise and value-wise, and like we put together a list of values that are expressed through actions, which for us makes sense um, when we live through our hub. And so first one is support each other in small and big ways. Actually, the first thing, at least for me, that the hub does is really like getting um, you people, you get my back. And it's a strong value that is not always accessible to people to have this community around you. And second, this is a wonderful space for healing and growing. And we're doing this wonderfully. And it would be also cool if we can continue enhancing this. The third one is that in this hub, we can be authentic and unmasked. So we are learning it more and more, and we are also opening up more and more towards each other. But I think this is something about this rough, authentic self that we can show each other. The fourth one is enjoying life together and resting together because we're all busy people, and kind of enjoying this community and doing things, but without pressure. The fifth one is celebrating creativity and simplicity, having meaningful moments of togetherness. This is all about little workshops and dinners and topics and discussions we have. So we're already like living this value quite strongly. And the sixth one is active engagement. That the hub is small, and we truly believe that each of us can step in, and even with a small action, and it matters a lot. So I think we need to keep in mind that There is no one or two leaders that drive the hub. It's all of us do little something, and when the threads come together, that's when our hub can thrive and grow and develop. Julie, do you want to add something on this one?
No, I think you said everything. I really want to emphasize on the active engagement part, which is so yeah, every little action matter, and it's not just Kat and I, running the hub very vertically or whatever. This is not how this will work. This will only work if each and every one of us put a little bit of us in the project.
But I think it's already in the spirit of Sandbox generally. But I think for our hub, it's a matter of survival to a certain point. If we really want to enjoy all of this that we have, there's little something that we can do, but without being overwhelmed either. So, okay, let's move to events and co-creation. Now we're going to the more practical how part. Julie.
Yes, just to say I'm keeping my camera shut so you can hear my voice clearly. Sorry for that, guys. So yes, events and co-creation. For me, co-creation is really the soul of Sandbox in general, and is also something that is very important, dear to my heart, and I hope to the rest of the Paris Hub. So we really want to encourage events diversity and meaning having different types of events, not only do dinners, for example, have events with different format that can reflect the diversity, the richness of our members and who they are. And we also want to have a little bit more of a structure so we can have more visibility on the events that are coming. So we're not planning months to months every event, and we have a bit of visibility, and we can relax and not spend our time worrying about organizing the next event in the coming weeks. And also sometimes it's also important to dream a little bit bigger. So my what I would love for the hub is if we could have another unretreat. So maybe for the new members, I can explain briefly what's an unretreat. Unretreat is like another Sandbox retreat, at the exception that we're not planning the accommodation and food for everybody. So if we have incoming visitors from other hubs from all over the world, they're having their own accommodation in Paris, and they're managing their own dinners and stuff in Paris. And we're just planning some events, and then people can freely join those events. It's not as structured as a full retreat. So we had our last unretreat last year for Paris Pride, and we went together with members of the hub and also international members of Sandbox to the Paris Pride, but also to other events. We had a picnic in the park. Um, we did a lunch together. We did quite a lot of things together. So that was last year. We would love to have that again. And we would also love to have a Paris Hub retreat. We also had one last autumn that was very, very nice and very cozy. And I would love to have one of those again. But again, we can only make those projects happen if we all collectively work on it. So you guys, the members of the hub, also have to agree on those. So we can talk about those together.
And yeah, these lovely pictures, they actually summarize pretty lovely the co-creative energy that is already here and present, and we just want to build on it collectively. Okay, let's talk a little bit about growing at the right pace. So the recruitment topic is not a secret. That we talk a lot just generally about it, how to recruit, who to recruit, diversity things. And so our vision right now is that we have this fresh recruitment with Giraud, Francois, Rania joining. And we really want to spend some time like really integrating you guys, because it matters not just to have a number of people growing, but it matters a lot to really grow the bond and to really kind of stitch us together as a community rather than just like uncontrollably adding members. So for us, it counts a lot to kind of put some time in our relationship with the people that we already have. And maybe later this year, in the end of 2025, and maybe most probably for the recruitment in March 2026, we can be prepared to integrate, invite new people. And maybe my personal vision for this is, maybe it's not a vision, but it's a challenge. Can we bring more younger people to our hub? Because I think our average age is around 30 right now in the local hub. The average age in Sandbox globally also is growing. And for me, it's very interesting how we can actually challenge ourselves and reach younger generations and to bring their perspective and their world vision into our local community and also bigger Sandbox. But this is a question to all of us. Do we need this? Do we want this? How we can accomplish it? Are we even in touch somehow with these people? So yeah, open questions, but there is at least intention to do this. Engagement and communication.
I was a bit, I've discussed this with Kat, but then we can talk about this together. I was a bit intrigued, let's say, by the fact that we have some sandboxers living in Paris right now that we don't really see at our local events. So I was wondering, why is it that we have to do better communication about our events, or is it that they're not finding something for them in our events? So I kind of want to reach out to those sandboxers. They're not all officially Paris Hub members. Some of them are elsewhere members or just sandboxers. So I want to understand how we could, create bonds with those sandboxers and have them at least at some of our events again. Um, and it goes with my next point, which is that we really want to make sure that everyone is in the loop. We really want to make sure that everyone is in the loop and has a voice and can give their opinion about what is happening in the hub. It's super important for us to have a hub governance that is, horizontal. We're not like vertical leaders or whatever. It has to look like you. And in terms of communication, maybe it implies finding ways to make sure that our communication is always clear, whether it is on WhatsApp, by email, et cetera, et cetera. As we said before, we are a small hub and we really need to nurture this engagement culture and to make sure that everyone is participating and bringing something and stepping up to organize things that look like them. Not just so we have many events, it's not the point. It's just to make sure that what we do really resembles everybody in the hub, and everybody in the hub can bring a bit of themselves for the rest of the group. So we can be sure that the hub looks like each and every one of us and that everyone feels integrated and well in the hub. And we really want to keep it joyful and creative, not admin heavy, but we still have to do some kind of light planning to make sure that we go in the right direction. This is very important for us. Not heavy planning, but some structure. Some structure is important.
Awesome. Okay, so you probably wondered, like, because you know Julie and you know Pascal, you know their work and how they activate and put their energy into the hub, and probably you wondered why the hell I want to be a co-ambassador. Say, to be completely transparent with you, a lot of years, like my younger part of my life, I was a very individualistic, self-centered person. And I think me being an immigrant in France and kind of finally growing my life to a level of certain security also open myself up to the fact that actually it's more sustainable to be a part of a community of like-minded people rather than just surviving on your own. And then magically Sandbox appeared in my life, and already as a guest I was like just mind blown by the fact that there are actually people who are curious, they are into self-development, into collective development, and they want uh, help the planet as well. And so it really resonated with my values, at least the values that I have today and for the past years. And it really felt like I found my tribe, the tribe I can trust. And now I'm ready to also give. I have a good energy. I have some organizational and leadership skills. So I was like, well, I can serve my community. And also to be noted that I spent quite a lot of time with Pascal and Julie and Amsterdam and London hubs talking about all organizational, logistical, infrastructural, political matters in Sandbox. So, well, I have some kind of background plus my creativity and energy to put for us to open this new chapter of our hub. So yeah, lots of motivation, lots of love for the hub. So yeah, that's on my side. Julie?
Thank you so much, Kat, for this great introduction. And indeed, you have been doing quite a lot for this hub already. So thank you for this. So on my side, why do I want to, commit myself for another year as a co-ambassador? So why do I want to be a co-ambassador again? Um, so so I think it's a bit rooted in who I am. So as some of you already know, maybe not everyone, but most of you, I'm the eldest daughter of an African in a Caribbean family, which means that taking care of people is basically in my DNA. My goal in life is that my friends and family and people I love are happy, fed, vibing, and when it's the case, I'm also thriving. So for me, it's really as if my love language is an act of is acts of service. So and maybe not the best to give good advice or do hugs or stuff like that, but this is how I serve the people that I love. And I love this hub and it's amazing people, and I really want to help it grow and glow. What I want to do is bring good energy, structure, sometimes also some snacks and good stories, but that's on the side. And also bring some logistical organization to make sure that everything runs smoothly. Um, that being said, my intention is to serve as co-ambassador for one more year at most. I think it's enough time to help stabilize and strengthen the hub, and then maybe pass the torch to someone new, fresh, ready to bring in fresh energy and perspective, so I can go back to organizing summits and retreats and stuff like that. I think it's good to like not stay for too long. So I would really like to, do my job well for this one year, commit for one year, and to make sure that the hub is doing its own thing and has its own vibe and is ready to to pass the torch to someone new. So this is for me.
I wanted to conclude on one last thing, asking actually you to reflect on this question. If the Sandbox Paris Hub could do one thing for you this year, what would it be? So, because we believe that it's a co-creation, before it was our vision, our take on what's going on in the hub and how we want to move it forward. But you're also part of it. So it's an open conversation and we will be curious to talk about that.
I really wanted to thank Kat for putting this wonderful Canva presentation together. I don't have those skills, and that's why I need this woman in my life. But yes, please give us your opinion about what we just presented you, and let us know how we could grow together and be together as a hub for one more year.
Yay! So let's chat about all of this in our WhatsApp groups, or see you soon for an event. We love you. Bye bye.